Hey everyone, I'm Ken Schroeder, a web designer for coaches, and in this video I'm going to talk a bit about taglines. Okay, so oh, by the way, I'm over at coachingsitesthatwork.com. I've got a blog there, all kinds of tips, some downloads, all kinds of good things so that you can create a coaching website that both you and your clients will love. Okay, so when it comes to taglines, as you just heard mine, um, tagline is a short bit of text, often under your logo, and purpose of it is to give some information about your business. And ideally, that information is something that's, um, for coaches, it's something that's going to express value to the client. So, your business, your website, your logo, your marketing material, everything you put out there. Um, is your marketing material, and it's meant to attract, engage, and excite your potential clients. So your tagline is another opportunity to put some words together to um, express a benefit to your clients. Okay, so that's what a tagline is, and what I'm going to do is go through a handful of websites, maybe more like 10 websites. I've got about 7, 8, or 9, or 10 websites here. I'm going to look at their taglines and talk about them and talk about what's good, what's not so good. And ultimately, we want a tagline that it can be fun and exciting and um, those kind of things and good play on words, et cetera, et cetera. But ultimately, it should be something that a potential client can get excited about or like, and it should be clear as well. So I know a lot when I see a lot of coaches' websites, they sometimes they get a little too esoteric, a little too deep meaning, a little too heavy in the words, and it can be hard to grasp what the meaning is. Okay, so let me fly through a few websites and talk a little bit about taglines and see if I can impart some ideas and some wisdom to help you come up with your tagline. So over here is TED.com, which has all kinds of TED Talks, which let me get rid of my face over here, which everyone knows about, especially coaches. The tagline here is ideas worth spreading. And that's great because it tells you that the talks are going to be very good ones, very good ideas. Okay, so that's good. That's great, actually. It doesn't have to say like talks or speeches. It doesn't have to say that because everyone knows that's what it is already. Okay, now let me go over to the next one. So I'm going to pop over Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins' logo doesn't have any words underneath it. He's more of a household name. So it's not necessary for him. It's like an icon, but he does have this big phrase here on his homepage: "Transform your life," and that could be his tagline. On a business card, it might have that written there. When it comes to websites, it's interesting because your tagline may not be underneath your logo as if it would be on a business card or like a flyer or something, but it could be just part of your headline or your homepage. Your homepage content. Okay, so like if I go to my website address is and business name is Coaching Sites That Work. So that's actually a bit of a tagline itself. So it kind of says a lot right there. So I don't necessarily need a tagline. But one thing I do include when I have space for a tagline or additional content is create a website that both you and your clients will love. So I have that as my tagline, and that speaks to the benefits, not just a website, about your coaching, but one that, engages your clients. Okay, so let's go back to this Tony Robbins. Okay, so there's his website and logo. And let's go over to, here's a client of mine. We did a work together a while back. And one of the things we spent a bit of time on is coming up with his tagline, which has stayed there for years, maybe 10 years now. Get off the tools, make real money, and get your life back. And that's fantastic. His website name is the Successful Builder, and so it speaks to builders who they're working too much. They're on their tools too much, and as a business owner, if you don't have other people working for you and growing your team, it's hard to make a lot of money or to make real money. And then oftentimes you spend a lot of time working and you lose your life. So you get your life back. You spend more time with family, time away from work, hobbies and sports and fishing, etc. Okay, so this is a great tagline. It's lasted all through the years through with his website. Fantastic. Here's another website for a client. She's using this website to promote her 100 Days to Action program. Now, without Diane Parker, business strategist, in the tagline, we wouldn't know that this is a website from Diane Parker, and we wouldn't know it's about business strategy. We would just see 100 Days to Action. And this tagline space is prime real estate. When we land on a website or see a logo or see anything, one of the first things we'll see is the tagline, and it's just right there. So it's a chance to really highlight some value in your business. So a point of confusion without this tagline is, who is this? What is this website about? So it's the tagline here, Diane Parker, business strategist, tells us some things about the website. It's about business strategy, and it's Diane Parker's the mastermind behind it. Okay, so that tagline tells us some information about it. So that's good. Now let me go over to the coaching tools company. And so this is Emma's website, and some of you know her, some of you don't. And her tagline, there's nothing underneath her logo, but the big text you see is coaching tools, forms, templates, and exercises. So that's cool. It's plain, but if you look below this italics, this is more of a little more excitement in it. And kickstart your coaching business. Ooh, that's nice. With our ready-to-go tools, forms, and exercises. So this would be probably more of a tagline. She would use this bit down here. She would use this more so probably on a business card or some print material or an email tagline or what have you. Okay, so good. That's clear and it's obvious. Okay, so it's very important that your tagline is clear and obvious. You don't want to get too heavy on terms like your inner essential masterpiece. Let's say your logo tagline was, the tagline said inner potential masterpiece or something like that. Now you're expecting people to kind of figure out what that means. That's a bit heavy. Okay, so I've seen a lot of websites, and if you're thinking a lot about your tagline and come up with deep words that mean a lot to you, you might want to make sure you run them by people so that others can get the meaning of it right away. And oftentimes, if your tagline is too concept heavy or too esoteric, too amorphic, it'll need some simplifying. Yeah. Okay. So here's another website, Trauma Recovery Support. Lisa Guillot is a trauma recovery coach. So this is good because it tells you that it's Lisa, and she's a recovery coach. Okay. So without it, you would wonder if trauma recovery support is that like online, I don't know, articles. Is it a physical location where you can go for rehabilitative or PTSD support or stuff like that. But it's really pointing out that's Lisa Guillot, and she's a recovery coach, so it's clear more that she works one-on-one with people. Here's what you can be called a tagline. If we took a short version of this, strategies for a happy, connected life. Strategies to overcome trauma, or strategies, overcome trauma and live a full life. Something to that effect could be your tagline as well. Okay, so that would be good. It would be clear and obvious. Here's another website for a client of mine in Asia. They have the logo in the upper right, opposite the typical upper left. But she has her tagline, your purpose-driven transformation. So to me, I don't relate to that, but her executive leadership coaching clients may respond to that. And those who are more purpose-driven, I think she's in a lot of it's Christian-based coaching. So that could really speak to them. Although when we work together, we created this big statement, which I like to do on websites, is to have a big statement with a few benefits to the client. So meaningful purpose, inspire your team to a common goal, and create tangible value for stakeholders. So that speaks to really the big picture things that leaders want. Well, let's say her types of clients want. Okay. So I like this more powerfully than the purpose-driven transformation. But okay, and there you have it. I think this speaks a lot more. Okay. In fact, take your leadership to the next level. That says something too. It says that's clear as well. Purpose-driven transformation. My gut says that it may be heavy on the concept speak. Usually, simpler words do a lot. Okay. So here's a service, Aweber, and I like using them. They create a nice, simple um, way to manage your email list. That's what I would say. They've recently redid their homepage, and I don't like the wording on here because it doesn't speak to me. It doesn't tell me that it's an email list service, email marketing list service. It doesn't say that on here. It just says accelerate your growth. Okay, it's kind of generic. Severman easier to connect with the audience and drive success for your business. Okay, it still doesn't tell me what this is and what it's about. They really ought to get this line in there, which I looked at earlier. Powerfully simple email marketing tools. They should do something like powerfully simple email marketing tools to accelerate your business growth, or to connect with your audience and drive and accelerate your business growth. They should get that up in there. So I'm not happy with that. If I was in their marketing department, of course I'm the super guru, so they better listen. But I think you get my point. As you're watching me, you're like, yeah, I don't know what this is. Okay. Here's another service for email lists, ConvertKit. They don't have anything written under their name, and that's fine. But their big wording here is connect with your audience, make a living doing the work you love. So this really speaks to me. Make a living doing work you love. Connect with your audience. Okay. That's cool too. But this really says something. Email marketing software the way it should be. Now, I don't know what they mean by the way it should be, but it does say email marketing software. So now I'm not wondering what is this. So if I had to do it, I'd do email marketing software to connect with your audience and make a living doing the work you love. That's what I would say. Simple and direct. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you can see taglines. Usually there are a few words, not too many, and then more of a headline or a strap line or a motto or a saying. I call this a core message. But on websites, it's this piece that there is really trying to get the message across. That's the big piece. FreshStartToLife.com, a client of mine. Her website address is great. It says a lot right there. Fresh Start to Life. She works with women in their 40s, maybe established careers, and maybe kids are getting out of the house and they have time, and they're looking at their life again, and they want to get clear on their purpose and some new goals, but they want a fresh start to life. So she doesn't even need a tagline, but if she had to, I like some stuff down here. I help women make fresh starts towards the lives they've dreamed of. And yeah, that speaks simply. A fresh, um, create the life you've dreamed of. Fresh starts to life. Create the life you dreamed of. So that says more things about career coaching and such. How'd you like that? I mean, life coaching could be career coaching too, but that's clear. Energize my life. So maybe her fresh start to life. Energize your life. Okay. Taglines are short, and it's sometimes hard to say much in a few words, but you could use maybe 3, 4, 5, or 6 words to get something across. But again, taglines are that small bit, and that's how it works. What else do I have? Here's Liz Grant Coaching. So it's good here because it's clear what it is. Liz Grant's a person, and she coaches people. Here she has a line of text. I'll guide you to the next chapter, next exciting chapter of your life. Maybe create the next chapter of your life. But it says what she does, and that's clear and simple. So that's a good little message. Okay. And there you have it. Let me pull my face up. Okay, there you have it on taglines. Again, that small bit of text. The big mistake I see is it gets confusing for people. The real opportunity to take advantage of is to say something clear and to a benefit that your ideal clients would be attracted to. Okay, so again, this is Ken Schroeder. Head on over to coachingsitesthatwork.com if you want all kinds of tips, tricks, blogs, and goodies so that you can create a website that both you and your clients will love.